Alright, so this is a video about the all-wheel steering A300 Bobcat. I couldn't find really any information on how to maybe try to fix a joystick that was sticking or not working. So I figured I would make a quick video. I wouldn't say this is it's not really a permanent fix, but maybe just enough to, if your machine is stuck at a job site or you're just trying to get a little more time out of it without doing the joystick upgrade, which is like $3,500 I think, or 4,000, and they'll give you new joysticks for each side, and yeah, I'm not sure what's. So anyway, I didn't have 4,000 at the time, and my machine was stuck at a job site. So I just took this one right here on the left was sticking. It could happen to either one, I suppose, because they're both the exact same. Really, you could put the right on the left and the left on the right, and it would basically be the same. I think, as long as you wouldn't use any of these buttons. But as far as the controls, up and down, forward and back, it's all the same. So this, on the older all-wheel steer models, it has the round bottom that goes, this goes here. Okay, so when I took it off, this is what it looked like. It just had this on it. That's where that hole right there is where it plugs into there. Okay, so that hole is for the terminals right there. All right, so this is the second time I've had this apart, so it is doable. It took me a little while to figure out how to do it, so I figured I would share because it is possible. So this sits on there like that, okay, and then you'll see right here and right there is where these little tabs go in. So you can just push it on and it locks in place, and you can just pop it off or pry it off with a flathead. All right, so that's what I did first. I pried that off, and then I looked in here and I was like, oh my goodness. So first thing I saw was a bunch, and I didn't film any of this while I had this apart because I was kind of stressed out as far as trying to get it, because if I mess something up, it's like I got to go spend the $4,000. So I'll just explain to you what I did before I put it back in. All right, so first thing I saw when I took it apart was right here. There was a bunch of magnetic, just magnetic things stuck around right there. So that, I guess, is what was binding it up, because this thing pivots. It pivots on that. There's a ball inside there. So I took out these 3 screws, and first, when you take those off, there's a top plate that comes off right here. So that comes out, and then that brass bushing type thing slides off, and then you'll see where these terminals go in right here. There's that electronic disc that goes around right there. So that actually comes off, and then if you got to fold that part. If you just try to slightly fold it a little bit, you'll see which way it folds the easiest. So fold it that way, and you can slip it through that hole and pull the inside one off. And then once you get that, you do not have to take that little tiny Torx. You don't have to take that off, and you also don't have to do anything with these Torx here. So once you get that exposed, you can push this plate down. If it kind of takes two people. So while I pushed that down, I had my wife take the magnet and suck off all of the magnet particles that were collected around this black ball that's right there. So once I got those and I guess those are to center it. All right, so what you see now is it's loose, it's wiggly. All right, so it doesn't center itself anymore like this one. Okay, that goes back to center right there. So when I want to start this one, what I have to do is manually center it, and it takes a little bit to get it to figure out where the center is. You just move it around until it feels where it's supposed to be, and then you hit the, once the machine started, then you think you got it in the right place, and then you hit your green button to get locked out, or get the lockout out. And if it doesn't work the first time, just move the joystick a little bit and then try it again. You can do that over and over and over again until you find the sweet spot, and that's going to be the sweet spot for the rest of its life until you get new joysticks. And then you'll also notice that if you just let go of that joystick, the machine's just going to kind of do whatever it wants because it's not centering itself. So you have to hold the joystick in the center position. But at least this got me out of a bind and get a little more use out of it until I can save up $4 to get the new joysticks. I hope this helps whoever needs it. Thanks.